What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. We are back for BET Presents Encore, Carlos King's new Mega Girls Supergroup show that's on BET right now. Chad, welcome back. We can both put our hats on and change it up real quick. we just turned the wig around, child. Um,
Turn the wigs around, turn them around, turn them around.
Exactly. So Encore episode 2, season 1 episode 2. We talked about the girls, the members of this new supergroup in the previous recap, and we talked about just the drama going on, Keely versus Aubrey, and just the twins. This episode is like some real drama. This episode actually was really good, and I was just like, "Damn, this shit good as fuck."
Yeah.
Like I was like, "Okay." When it ended, I was like, "Damn, it's over." So, and this is where the show, like I said, really gets good because not only there's drama, but also there's like a new little twist. There's the Queen's vote and stuff like that, which makes it a lot more fun. And adds an element I feel like that makes the show better. But before we get into it, if you're watching this video, make sure you like this video and comment and subscribe and do all things to support. Of course, me and Chad, you can find us on IG at the names below or at the Lean Blog. So this episode picks up with the announcement of the Queen's vote, and basically this Queen, she can call like different meetings. She's not like the head of the group, but she really makes a lot of the decisions, which is helpful when there's a house full of
hmm
women in a group.
Right.
So I like the element of it. How did you feel about that? The Queen's
I,
vote or whatever it was.
I thought it was dope. Like you said, I thought it was definitely something good to add to the overall essence of the show. Um, I thought that it was, I don't know, how can I say? I thought that it was a good addition, I guess, to us just seeing them with drama, us just seeing
Right.
them, singing. It was just, something completely different. And I really didn't expect it for the show. I didn't think they was gonna have anything like that. So I thought it was dope.
Okay. Well, they voted, and of course, at this moment, um, at this moment, honestly, I thought who you thought was going to get the vote. Who do you think was going to get the vote?
I thought who won was gonna get it.
I thought it would have been Shamari.
Okay, I can
Maybe
see
it's cause,
that.
maybe
Yeah.
that's maybe that's because that's who I would have chose at this state. The twins know, Aubrey know, Keely know, Nivea maybe just somebody that's neutral. They gave it to Pam, in my opinion, because she was just so uplifting and she was so like what I'm saying. She was just so to them. But watching the show, I would have never gave it to Pam. I mean, there was nothing to me. I'm just saying. But she won, and so I was like, okay, y'all in for a whole heap of trouble. And so they go into the studio to work on one of the new songs. Well, I'm giving it away, some little reggae song or whatever. And
hmm
I just, again, the vocals. Every time we get to the vocals, I just be like, Lord have mercy. Like I'm not a singer, so I'm not gonna talk about anybody, but I'm just like these vocals. But
We know
again,
what sounds good and what don't sound good though.
what were your thoughts on the song and how they tried to place it around? Because I honestly, before I watched the show, the clips I saw were of Pamela. I saw her on the first episode singing that song, and then on this episode singing this song. So that's where really I said, "Who is this woman?" And so watching it on the actual episode, I just died all over again.
I thought the song was cute. Um, the vocals, man.
Mm.
This is my where I'm coming into question of Carlos King. Like, sir, was you doing this to be funny? Like, or do you really believe this
Okay,
is gonna be a super group? Like,
okay,
it's just it's so hilarious to watch. But I mean, maybe once the finished product is done and in the studio with the little studio tweaks, it might work.
yeah.
We'll
Well, I
see.
I think Irish is gonna need the most tweaks because them little vocals, them keep
Absolutely.
I'm just like Irish. And I love Irish. Like I don't want to come down. I love her. I love her story. I love 702. I'm just like, whoa, whoa.
Before we move on, I do want to say I kind of want to. I guess, dive into like their backstory a little more with
Yeah.
702 because
Okay.
you know something is off, and I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I do not want to speak negatively, on something that may be really serious.
Mhm.
But
Mhm. Mhm.
I wrote on my Facebook last week. I was like, I wonder if they ever had any issues with drugs or anything because it's like outside of them, being like the weakest vocalist there and kind of being insecure.
Mhm.
I feel like they don't look as great as they did. Like Irish was, I mean, you like 702 as well. Growing
Mhm.
up, when I sing 702, Irish, the beauty was just on another level. Like it was like, who is this girl?
Performer.
Even though she wasn't the lead singer, my eye always went to Irish. And even Lamisha was pretty as well too. But it's like they just look kind of they look like they've had a hard life, and I kind of want to understand exactly what it is, like what exactly has happened with them.
I mean, she did share. Was it this episode where she shared about her twin, where her twin passed and stuff like that?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that took her down, a dark road. I mean, it happened around that time, right when they were singing, right? I believe.
yeah. When they were singing, they were definitely singing. Um,
Cause
but
she
yeah, I
mentioned it.
mean,
I can't remember the timeline now, but she mentioned it on the show, like when it happened. But I don't know. Like
I
I
want
don't
to say
think
they were
I
like
don't know.
27 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know to be honest. But I will say that they don't. How old are they? Like what are their ages? You know?
They got to be Lamisha. I know at least got to be 40 something. Irish may be 40, but yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not
Now I want to
sure.
quickly look and see.
I guess while you look at that, of course they were asking Keely why she was singing again. And this is where the girls are like kind of like getting into her like, girl, what are you doing, like why are you in here wasting time in the studio if you're gonna be creative director. And at this point I'm like, well shit, Killer, what the hell are you doing? you know I know she said at the beginning, but she's literally just trying to do everything they're doing, but she's saying she's doing it to be a good sport, to be girl power, and just kind of I guess go along with the group. Do you think that's true, or do you think she tried to slide her ass in to sing?
She's definitely trying to slide her ass into the scene. That's
And she
just
need to be
absolutely
out the studio. To be honest, they really should have made
right.
her
I
Irish
agree.
the creative director too. Cause, but anyway,
I agree.
so this is
So
where this
Irish
big,
is 40.
huh?
Irish is 40, child.
Yeah, she looks younger than Lamisha. I will say that.
Absolutely. Lamisha's 43. I just looked her up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they do look a little older. They look a little older. And they don't look bad, but they look a little older
Yeah.
than in their 40s. So I don't know. Maybe they just had a rough time after where my girls at. Where my girls at.
Yeah. Definitely. Because, I mean,
um,
hell, Shamari is 40.
yeah. Well, Shamari's had a good life. I mean, you see, she got husband, kids, so everybody age differently. They women, I don't know what they've been doing. I guess maybe it'll surface later
Right.
because they definitely got some insecurities. Um, but the biggest thing that happened was with Pam. So of course was Aubrey was laying on Pam, and basically she was just like, I mean no harm, but I don't really want you laying on me because I don't want nobody thinking that I'm into women. I used to date women, and God has delivered me from that. And when
Hmm.
that happened, I mean the whole room was just like, "Huh?" you know even Keely was
It
just
came out of
like,
nowhere.
it came out of nowhere. And my I'm just gonna say my issue, and I'm passing to you with that, is that when you say that you're delivered from that, and God delivered you from that, especially in this current time, I just feel like she couldn't have been like conscious of where the hell she, like, my thing is read the room for one.
Read the
And then
room.
it's also 2021. So you saying that she was delivered like as if it was a bad thing, which is, what I'm saying? That's the issue. So, what are your thoughts on this? I want to hear what you got to say. I saw your post on Facebook. What you think?
It was just so annoying and such a drain because for one, like we said, it came out of nowhere. Um, Aubrey didn't wasn't making no passes at her. It was just like I feel like she completely overreacted, and when she overreacted, she took it even further
Oh
and
yeah.
used the line of, she's been delivered. Like it was just like, okay, you could have said the first part and kind of, left it alone, but it's like I felt like she kept going, and it came at that point, it was no longer you feeling uncomfortable. At that point, it started to feel like you were being homophobic,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
felt
It
like
was.
that's the thing I just didn't like about it. It was like you could have just left this at I don't want to do this because of the way I used to be perceived, and that was that, and left it at that. But
Yeah.
it was just a lot, and I feel like she knew that Aubrey wasn't pushing up on her or anything. So it's
Yeah.
like, why go out of your way to make it seem like that's what it was?
I agree. I honestly thought she was gonna say like, I don't want to be close to alcohol. I can't drink because they were like somebody was saying something about a drink or somebody was doing something about with alcohol in that scene. I thought she was gonna give it this claim because she was a former alcoholic and God delivered her from that too. So I thought she was gonna speak
Hmm.
on that experience, not that she was one of the people. And my thing is like, even if if somebody did perceive her to be gay or whatever. My thing is that just goes to with whole all heterosexual people. Who cares if you're straight? You know what I'm saying? And you are supposed to be an ally in any kind of way, and you're okay with it, then it wouldn't matter because you know what you are, as long as you're not acting
Right.
upon it. But child, if you don't hear me out here saying I don't want nobody thinking I'm straight. I mean, I'm
Hello.
gay, and I mean it's gonna be known, but whatever. I just see both sides of that, and then she goes out and she talks to. She knew she was wrong for one, because everybody kind of looked at her crazy. She went out and she tried to grab some allies. She didn't grab
Uh
Shamari,
huh.
and that's when I'm like, Shamari is just like, oh no, you're not homophobic, you're not whatever you used to. What she said? She said something. Shamari said something, and
She
I'm
was
just like,
trying to calm her, and she was trying to calm her, but at the same time, she was trying to basically reiterate what Pam was saying to
yeah.
her to calm her down. It was weird.
It was given like, oh yeah, I'm not racist. I got white friends. Oh, I got black friends. That's what it was given.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, Shamar. Like, first of all, you were not there. I need you to stop, girl.
you were
And
not
so,
there.
yeah, that's my only issue with Shamar. She does do that on this show, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
But later on, one of the twins and Keely are talking about the dancing of Lamisha and Irish. I think Lamisha hears it, and this is the first sign in which I realize this woman is very insecure because
Very.
it's like my thing with Lamisha and Irish, they feel like they feel like the girls are leaving them out, and they feel like they have to prove themselves to them, but they make it seem like they have to prove themselves, like they're also
Yes.
trying to prove to themselves that they have it,
Yeah.
and that's the issue. I feel like it's what everybody's seeing. Like they don't see that you like, for example, when they were in the studio, and I think one of the twins was trying to help. What's her name? And she was just like, "Yeah, thank you for the help, but I've been doing this some." I'm like, "All right, girl, that's your problem. This
It
is
was
why you're
so
not.
unnecessary.
That's why you're not gonna be on no songs." Like, I mean, I
I'm
get
like, she
it.
really was trying to help her.
Yeah, and she was, she could have, what I don't know. I don't know how to. Yeah, it's only so much a person like the twins can like dim themselves down. Like they can't, what I'm saying. Some people just can't take a blunt personality or a person that's very direct. And I think with them
Right.
two being older and the pride of them having a career and being older, they just really can't take that from them. But she addresses it, and so they called a court. Pam calls a court, which she should have called the court on her ass, her delivered ass. But she called the court about the twin talking about Lamisha, and I think I think wasn't it? Did they confuse the twins? Did she get she?
Yeah, because she attacked Felicia when really it was Fallon, I believe, who
Right.
was the one that was talking trash.
She was like, I didn't even say shit. It was her. That was funny to me. It was. I don't. I
Yeah,
can't tell them
the
apart
whole
honestly.
court scene.
Yeah.
One of them is one. Fallon is prettier. They both are pretty, but Fallon is
Yeah.
prettier. Her face is a little
Yeah.
more full,
Yeah.
and her
That's
wigs
true.
be a
That's
little
true.
better
That's true.
than her
Which one
sister.
has the wavy hair? Which one has the curly hair? Because one of them
The
got. Don't one of
long
them.
curly hair,
Yeah.
that's Fallon.
Okay. I'm still not gonna remember, but I know when I see it on TV. So she called it, and then Lamisha and Fallon, they had, yeah, Lamisha and Fallon has their little back and forth or whatever, and they don't really get nowhere. But where things go left is where, and I was like, okay, all right, Kelly, this is what took me out. She said, I
Yes.
stand for you. No, 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 wait. I stood for you. I was like, oh shit. But she basically called her homophobic. Do you
Yeah.
think that was the right term to use for that? Do you think that was a lie, or you think it was right, spot on?
I thought it was spot on. That was a
Yeah,
moment because I always call Keely delusional. Even outside of this show, I called her delusional. But that was a moment where I said, you know what? I got to give your kudos to you, Keely. This was a good moment to call her out because
yeah,
she's parading around as this humble and so level-headed person, who thinks everything out through and all that. And it was like, no, you need to be called out about this because it was problematic.
mm-hmm.
You didn't read the room, like you said. Like I didn't like that Keely tried to throw in the whole "I'm bisexual"
Yeah.
thing because it was just like, girl,
Yeah,
like
she was
nobody.
like, "Yeah, I'm married, but I'm like, okay, at this point, that's fine. Just what you were saying was right. It's 2021. Like who, not
Right.
saying who thinks like that, but I mean, you got to be careful with your words. It's a very,
Yeah.
very people are very sensitive in this world, and just in general, like with the times and what we experienced in last year, you got to be careful. And Pamela
Yeah.
was not. Hopefully, she watched it back and has learned from it. I'm not sure. Um, but kudos to Keely for that moment. Now, the twin, one of the twins, went the hell off on Keely. Asked her why was she
Yes.
there. All you do, what's your place? All you do is talk shit, start shit. I mean, she went
She went
in.
in.
I was just like, I was
A
like,
real jaw
oh,
dropping moment. She literally
I
went in.
know.
I was sitting there like, well, damn.
I'm sitting behind like, you right, I mean, Keely at this point, like, and I was like, that's why I understand Keely was getting it out, but I'm like, Keely girl, you need to be quiet, okay? You need to be quiet, cause I think Nivea was the first person that was like, okay, what are you doing here? Like, Nivea,
Hmm.
she be eating, she'll be in the drama, but she will ask a damn question, especially as it relates to Keely. So I live for her for that. But that twin went off on Keely, and so that's why I thought she would have probably started crying, but she really didn't start crying until after the Aubrey gave her vision, the group vision or
Yeah.
whatever. Um, and Keely was being negative. How did you feel about the vision that Aubrey had? Because everybody seemed to like it.
I yeah, I thought it was. I mean, I thought it was dope. I thought that it was dope that Aubrey, took control and actually showed. And mind you, Aubrey wants to be a part of the group, but she actually showed that, hey, I can do creative direction. Because
Yeah,
at this point, it's like, Keely, what are you doing? You're not
yeah,
stepping up and being creative director. And you don't want to be in a group. So it's like, what are you doing? So I thought that
yeah.
it was dope that regardless of what Aubrey came up with, whether it would have been trash or not, I thought it was good that she at least took the opportunity when she saw that the creative director supposedly
Do
wasn't
you
doing
think she
nothing.
did it
And she was
to
like,
get back at Keely, or you think she
no,
genuinely?
I
Okay,
don't.
yeah,
I think that Aubrey is definitely, like you said, spicy. I think that Aubrey definitely, can be, I'll say, a woman on reality TV because they all kind of have that, that
yeah,
same kind of act. But Aubrey also, from what I remember, she also, when she is in something, she takes it serious.
yeah.
And I
That's
mean,
true.
we can see that from Danity Kane to when she left Danity Kane. I mean, well, when the group fell apart, when she came back to it, then her and Shannon did Dumb Blonde. Like Aubrey has a work ethic and a work
Yeah,
drive. So I think that she genuinely just wanted to do something for the group.
yeah. I agree. I don't. I mean, a part of me feel like she wanted to do it for sure. She definitely did. But in doing it, she probably was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna show this bitch." There's nothing wrong with that. Like it is. It is what it is. Like what's her name wasn't doing nothing but starting mess and getting in the studio singing. She was not. I mean, at this point, she should have already. The moment that they decided that they were going to do, they want to do like a split group or whatever, or they were having issues. I feel like that's when the creative director comes together and try to figure out a way that they can come together or figure out some kind of way to be inclusive to everybody. He don't want doing shit, but sitting over there telling what this person said, what the person did. So honestly, kudos to Aubrey. I was not mad. But she was obviously being very negative about it, and which
Hmm.
caused everybody to look at her like, girl, like, why you being so negative? So then I knew at
Right.
that moment it's only gonna be so much that a person can take when they being attacked. You know, already got cussed out really bad, like bad by somebody, and then the whole group is looking at like it was basically like a whole. It was like one. She was on an island by herself. I felt like, and they
Yeah.
all was just like, "What's your problem?" So she runs out crying and stuff, and I like, the twins. She did get up, and she was just like, that's what I'm saying. Like they have a level head. They're not just spicy, spicy, spicy. They're
Yeah.
they're women. Like they literally she got up and she was just like, I don't want to be by herself. Let's not do this and this. And she started crying. I'm like, Keely, if you was gonna cry, girl, you should have cried when she cussed your ass out, cause
Right.
that
That
was
was the
rough.
moment to cry.
That was rough than somebody that's doing the damn vision board for the group and not you. I don't know. That's what I
Right.
think.
Yeah, I agree. She at that point, I mean, I guess she probably cried too because, like we said, at that point, everybody was against her, and she knew it.
Yeah.
Like at that point, it was like, okay, how the hell
Yeah.
do I get out of this? Only thing I can do is
Nothing.
cry.
All they do is cry and leave the room and say, "Should I leave?" You probably should leave. You probably should leave actually, because these girls are not feeling you. Nobody is team Keely as the creative director. They don't really see why she's there at this point, but she feels like she should be there, and Carlos King, so I guess she's gonna be there, child.
Child. I mean,
um,
and I think too, she might be there because I remember. I don't know if you remember, but maybe like a year ago,
that
it
show.
was a scene that leaked. Yeah, and that show it leaked, and she was supposedly the person behind it. As
Yeah.
far as behind that show. So I'm like, maybe the show was her idea and she pitched it to Carlos and he brought
Maybe.
it to life. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's kind of what I'm getting from it
Was
because she
so was
seems
that the
to
same
have this
show?
like no, it wasn't the same show, but it was kind of similar. The whole thing was it
Yeah.
was supposed to be ex girl group members,
Mm-hmm.
coming together and starting a group. So
Mm-hmm.
the whole concept of the show is the same.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Well, that
Because
could be.
Fair from Destiny's Child was supposed to be in it.
I don't know why. Why is she not there? That shit. She Farrah or what's her name should have been there. No, just Farrah. Yeah, just Farrah. Should have been
Fair
more
should have been
fitting.
there.
That would have been lit. I mean, I'm just saying.
I agree.
um, and that was pretty much all for the episode. Like it ended on that note with her crying. Of course, they come back and on the next episode with more. But this was a really good episode. I feel like they had gave us some good moments.
Hmm.
Pamela, girl, if you watch it, I'm sure you've seen me reviews and recaps, but that was not cute. That was definitely
At
ugly. And
all.
they tried to tell Kelly like, don't use the word homophobic, but they only saying that because they know. I mean, when you put stuff out there like that, it does stick in people's head and people run with it. But that's unfortunate because it's no different than her saying it, in my opinion. So
Yeah, I agree.
like you put that out there, it's out there. And you open the, you open, I mean, you gotta read the room. You can't be just out there talking like that. You're on reality TV. I don't think it was
Right.
warranted. Aubrey was just laying on her. Now you can say I don't like people on me. I don't like people in my space. But you ain't gotta go into it. That's where she really, went wrong in my opinion. So sorry, Pamela.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like if you been delivered, because mind you, she was married for years to a man. And it's like if you have been moved on from this space in your life, why did you feel the need to come on TV and try to, mind you, you were never on anybody's radar as far as like media wise like that. Hell, even
Yeah,
back in the day when people used to say she was gay, it was like a big rumor, but it wasn't a thing to where people actually cared. Like she wasn't like a big star, um, you
yeah.
know. So it was like, what was your purpose in even coming on the show saying this? You've had a whole different life since then. I think she was married for like 10 years to a man. So
hmm
it's like you clearly have been moved on from that space.
I don't know, but she so said it, and my face said, Did you say
Like,
that?
you
All
putting the
right.
rumors to rest.
What Aubrey say? Well, honestly, her box is not on my radar. I'm like, right. I mean, who? And no.
No. Mm-mm.
So that's all for episode 2. And like I said, it was a good episode. I think we've covered everything, so we're going to lean out. If you like this video, then like the video. If you don't, then still like the video. But you can follow myself and Chad on IG, Stupid Wild Taz, or at Nice to Meet Me. Follow Chad on Facebook, Chad. He talks a whole lot on Facebook and Twitter. if he ain't blocked. And of course, you can follow the blog page at the Lean Blog. So until then, we're gonna get out of here. Y'all have a good day, and we will see y'all for episode 3, which we'll be doing soon. So good night or good day or whatever you are.
Leaning out.